I am a filmmaker, and I would go on trips to shoot B-rolls for stock footage in remote places where some of these locations can be only reached by foot. It is important that I travel light. My quest for a light tripod became more urgent. I needed a traveling tripod that is designed for the load capacity of my cinema cameras. I looked around and there were not a lot of options. One of them caught my interest. This was the travel tripod from Three-Legged Thing. They have a line of tripods called the Legend series, which are designed to go from photo to video. I decided to buy the J Kit-S, which is the J tripod with the standard video head. The tripod arrived a few weeks ago. It came in a box that was unpretentious with interesting graphics on them. I solely decided to test this product based on my requirements and application. This review is just that. I wanted to see how well this travel tripod can be in carrying the weight of my cinema cameras. Now for the disclaimer. I have no affiliation, nor is Three-Legged Thing compensating me for this review. Unboxing it revealed a blue tripod case that is made of two pieces. One case for the tripod and another for the fluid head. It is a soft case, it is small and really looks appealing. It had the three-legged logo boldly embossed on them. Just to get a perspective of how this tripod stands next to a full-size tripod, I had it stand side by side with my Manfrotto standard video tripod. The Manfrotto is obviously a lot larger, bulkier, and heavier. Getting back to the unboxing, the AirHed Cine head is very well built and solid enough. It is around 1.6 pounds and has controls for releasing the plate, adjusting the tilt, and locking the pan. Opening the tripod case reveals the carbon fiber J tripod. At 3.1 pounds, this tripod is very light. It looks rigid and feels strong. The look and colors made this tripod visually stunning. It's a hallmark of the Three-Legged Thing design. The other things that came in the case are the Manfrotto compatible standard video plate and the detached arm for the Cine head. Attaching the arm to the head is easily done by screwing in the rosette locking system, adjusting while tightening it to either the left or the right hand side of the head. The standard video plate that came with the head easily slides in and is locked into place using the plate release control. The tripod legs on the J model can expand to 5 segments. When collapsed, the tripod is about 15 inches long. Completely unlatching the leg segments out will expand the legs to a height of about 49 inches. For me, this is a good height for a video travel tripod, as I do not see a need of extending it beyond the height of my chest or beyond my eye level. Putting on the Cine head is by screwing it onto the 1/4 bolt that is on the leveling base of the tripod. I would prefer that they had a 3/8 bolts instead. I really like how smooth the pan and tilt works. I can pan it smoothly left and right. It has a locking mechanism so you can lock down the pan. Another control lets me adjust the lock and tilt of the head. The AirHed Cine is a fluid motion head with a spring balance tilt action. A nice feature of the tripod is a leveling base that is easy to adjust. The control is easily accessible via a control screw on the side of the head. It is just nice to have all these features in a small package and barely just a couple of inches taller than my backpack. That lets me easily strap it to the backpack with the tripod straps. The latches for the leg segments are easy to adjust. It has a nice non-slip feel to them. They lock tightly in place and secures the joints. Now here's where I find a lot of flexibility with this tripod. All the legs are removable simply by twisting off and detaching the legs from the leveling base. Take all 3 legs off. The bottom of the leveling base has a screw-in weight anchor. This is nice if I need to put on some weight to hold the tripod down. There is a special tool that came with the package, so I will use that instead to unscrew the inner 1/4 sleeve to reveal a 3/8 screw notch. Set the 1/4 sleeve aside, but do not lose it. Next, take one of the tripod legs and screw it into the 3/8 screw notch. Now, what you have is a light monopod as well. That is nice, especially when I opt to use a monopod for the shot, having one less thing to carry. The carbon fiber legs circumference might look skinny, but they are strong. The joints and locks are very well constructed and rigid, and just overall solid even in a monopod configuration. So now, let's get to the actual load capacity test of this tripod. I am testing the tripod using two Blackmagic cinema camera. The Rig Pocket 6K weighs about 5 pounds and 4 ounces. The Ursa Mini Pro weighs about 13 pounds and 10 ounces, but that's including the lens, battery, shoulder base, and plate. Extending the legs to the full height of the J tripod is the first test I will perform with these cameras. The latches lock the segment securely in place. So this tripod came with the head that has the Manfrotto standard video plate on it. It is what I use for the test. I did have some concern about the head with this standard video plate. It has nothing to do with the quality and the build of the plate or the head. It was more about the availability of and the compatibility of the plate. Because of this concern, I returned and exchanged the J standard kit or standard video kit to that of a Swiss Arca model. I will be talking about why this was at a later part in this video. The first camera I mounted onto the tripod was the Blackmagic Pocket 6K. It was very straightforward and it just fits well. I had no issues adjusting the pan and tilt at all, and it felt solid and reliable. The stand was sturdy and I feel safe leaving it alone. I even think that a sudden gust of heavy wind will not knock it down. It was smooth panning or tilting the camera with the Cine head. The tilt leveling counterbalance was good enough with the Pocket 6K and takes it back to the center level. But I will say that there is room for improvement to have a stiffer counter or adjustability. Next, I mounted the Ursa Mini Pro onto the tripod. The standard video plate was screwed onto the VCT plate. I purposely set it up this way because I have the Blackmagic shoulder kit latched onto the VCT plate. This gives me the ability to go from tripod to shoulder quickly and vice versa. With the weight of the Ursa Mini Pro camera, the pan and tilt felt even much more solid and smooth, yet conveniently controllable of all movements. I was very comfortable with the angle of tilt it can withstand. However, I found the spring counterbalance to be less effective on a heavier camera such as the Ursa. This is something to keep in mind, but I am not bothered by it. A stiffer spring counter might be ideal, but for a less than 5 pounds travel tripod, I would not expect to compare its counterbalance effectiveness to that of, like, for example, a Miller head. The tripod at its fullest height stood well and sturdy to the ground. Going from a high level to a low level tripod setup, the J is just awesome. I can really get it all the way inches to the floor. It is so sturdy and stable that it can be used in place of a low tripod or a high hat for ground or knee level shots. A sweet accessory I got for the J tripod was the Vans footwear accessory from their tripod footwear line. The footwear allows you to suit the base of the tripod legs to different ground conditions, like gravel or smooth. I had to order this separately. The Vans footwear comes with 3 short boots with long spiked end for use on gravel terrains and hard rubber boots for soft surfaces like floors and tabletops. The rubber boots are screwed onto the spikes. From a fully extended tripod to a tabletop tripod, this can easily be done in seconds, and I really like such a design. The boots are designed to be used in place of the tripod legs, converting the tripod to a tabletop tripod by unscrewing the legs and replacing them with the Vans boots. This made the J more flexible than it already was. This is just like a Swiss Army knife of travel tripods. For my needs, I find the J to be a travel tripod capable of carrying my camera in multitude of setups or terrain, easily and light to carry, and can go inside my carry-on when traveling through airports, whether it's domestically or internationally. So what I have here in my hands is the standard video plate that came with the J tripod kit I originally bought. I was liking it until I found out that I cannot buy this plate, so I cannot have extra plates or get it replaced if I accidentally lost it. That is what three-legged support folks told me. Since this is a Manfrotto 501PL standard video plate, I was first okay with that. The three-legged Thin JS models advertised to be Manfrotto 501PL compatible, and this is clearly advertised on the pages of popular photo and video stores. So here's where things went a bit south. None of my 501PL standard plates fit on the head. Here's a 501PL standard plate from my Manfrotto video fluid head. It is wider than the quick release base of the three-legged Thing standard video head. I ended up returning and exchanging it for the Swiss Arca model. In about a week, I received the J-A kit, which is the Swiss Arca model kit. Everything was the same except for the head, which now has the Swiss Arca plate. Here is the three-legged Thing AirHed Cine fluid head with the Arca plate. The head and plate tested well with both the Blackmagic Design Pocket 6K and the Blackmagic Design Ursa Mini Pro G2 cinema cameras, which I earlier tested with. I have not mentioned this, but this tripod is expensive compared to other travel tripods, but I think I am getting so much in a small package and such good quality from it. Thanks for watching, and I hope this video was informational. If you like this video, please give it a like.